Okay, so for the personal part, I've had scrolling through looking at all the ASMR questions, I saw quite a few people ask me what my favorite movie is. My favorite movie. I don't know if I have a favorite movie, to be completely honest. I like so many different movies for so many different reasons, but I think the first movie that came to mind, to be completely honest, is a classic for me. It's a family classic. It's called War of the Worlds. It has Tom Cruise in it. I think it's a great movie. I watched it recently actually, and it's really cool to see how much CGI has changed over the years. But I really love War of the Worlds. That was a movie that I watched so many times with my family, and yeah, it's just one that's always gonna hit home for me. This next person asked, what is your Instagram? My Instagram is ASMR Rebecca. Omen has asked, are you single? I've had a couple people ask me whether or not I'm in a relationship as well, so I'm just kind of gonna answer this one right off the bat. No, I am not single. I do have a boyfriend. Yes. Next, I have a comment from Coda, who is somebody that has been very supportive of my channel for a very long time now. I do see this person in my comment section quite often, so huge shout out to you. Thank you so very much. And they ask, how are you really doing? I am fantastic. I had a nice hour break. I'm back to answering these questions for you all, so I am doing fantastic. I'm a little overwhelmed with all my real life duties and tasks. It's getting a little difficult out here, you know, but we try our best. Here we have another person who I see in my comment section quite often, so thank you so very much for supporting me, Matt. Matt asks, does Rebecca ASMR think pineapple belongs on pizza? I can't answer this because I don't know. I've never tried it, so I feel like I don't deserve to state my opinion on something I've never experienced. But with that being said, I haven't tried it because it sounds gross. It's a texture thing for me. This person asks a general question saying, what begins with W and ends in T? What? This person asks, do you know any other languages? No, but I am studying Spanish. I have been for a while, pero mi español es mal. I do try my best to speak with my friends' family members in Spanish, but it's not the greatest, but I try my best. Next we have, how tall are you? I am 5'5", and the next question is, how old are you? I am 22 years old. This person asks if I play video games. I think I've seen this question a few other times. I used to play video games a lot. Most recently, the game that I was obsessed with was Fortnite. I think my OG game would be Black Ops 2. That was probably my most played game. It looks like this person is basically asking, what do I do on a daily basis? My schedule varies every day. It's the same week in and week out, but every day I change it based on my own personal needs. And this next person asks if I can show my tattoos a little bit. Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me for, you know, showing of the tattoos, but this is my right shoulder tattoo, and then this is my most recent tattoo here. Again, I feel so strange doing this, but yeah, it just kind of goes on my back a little bit, and then I have a Chinese dragon tattoo here. I have a butterfly effect tattoo here, and I have a sunflower here as well. So hopefully that answers all the questions for those. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the compliments that I get on them as well. It makes me feel really good, so thank you so much for all of that. I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm studying anything, so I'm just gonna sum all those questions up right now. I actually got my degree last year, but I am planning on going back to go get my master's, but right now I'm working on some certifications, So once I complete those certifications, I'm set to finish those here in July. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to start the study process to get my MBA. This person asks, what is your favorite song, cartoon, movie, video game? What do you dream to become when you grow up? I hope to become an entrepreneur. I would love to create my own clothing brand. And as far as my favorite song goes, you actually really put me on the spot with that one. I know I can just like stop the video for as long as I want and go find my favorite song, but I actually don't have a favorite song right now. But I will say that right now I am on a Kendrick Lamar trip. I've been really enjoying his music again lately. So probably anything from his Good Kid, Mad City album. My favorite cartoon. This isn't necessarily a cartoon, but I actually just finished watching an anime. It's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that was a phenomenal show. This person asks, do you think you are a good friend? I think I'm a great friend. I think I'm very genuine. I think I'm very thoughtful. So yeah, I consider myself a good friend. At least I hope so anyways. So Leon asks, do you play any sports? I played softball my whole life. And then as of now, I am in boxing, but I don't know if I would necessarily call that a sport. This person wants to know what my favorite cereal is. So you guys ask a lot of like favorite questions, and I know that those are very common, but favorites are really hard for me to answer because my favorites change. My favorites are forever changing. Like somebody can ask me what my favorite color is in March and it'll be different in May. If I had to choose one for the rest of my life, it would be Captain Crunch. It would be Peanut Butter Crunch. Captain Crunch. Ironic, somebody asked me, what's your favorite color? Like an orange, almost sunset kind of color, kind of like the light that's shining on me now. I really like that like sunset orange color. I think it's gorgeous. Dominic asks, if I could be any type of cheese, what would you pick and why? The fact that I'm thinking about this so hard is ridiculous. Maybe pepper jack because it's the best. I don't know. Vag asks, what is your dream car? So lately I've been on a BMW Mercedes kick. Long term, the car that has been my favorite for the most amount of years has been a 1970 Dodge Challenger, which typically that car is on the side of my videos, but that is what this model car is. Normally it sits right there in my videos. So yeah, that's my dream car. I have Brian asking about my tattoos and if I plan on getting any more. So I did show them earlier, but yes, I do plan on getting a lot more. I would like this whole arm to be a sleeve. I'm trying to do like floral everywhere. Fahim asks, why don't I socialize? We've never seen you on Instagram or Snapchat. I don't have a Snapchat, but my Instagram is ASMR Rebecca. Typically in the description box of all my videos, I link my link tree. I have my link tree listed. So you can find me on, I have an Instagram, YouTube, obviously, TikTok, and Twitter. I think that's it. I think those are my social media platforms. So Slot asks, what are you passionate about? And I believe this person has been very supportive on my channel as well. Either that or I have just seen their profile picture for a very long time. It's a very popular profile picture, but I believe this person is very supportive of my channel as well. So big shout out to you. And what am I passionate about? I consider myself a very passionate person, and as of right now, I am very passionate about my clothing brand and the process of getting that all started and sorted, but there are so many moving pieces, and it gets difficult to do on your own. but slowly but surely, slowly but surely. G asks, how many shoes do you have and what is my favorite shoe brand? To sum up my favorite brand, it would be Nike. And as far as how many shoes I have, if you're just asking like sneaker wise, maybe between 15 and 20. Less than 20 for sure, but I think more than 15. I am actually trying to sell quite a few pairs, but that has been a difficult process as well. This person asks, what has your MMA training consisted of? I actually started boxing 7 years ago, but just on my own time. My friend had a bag and they were getting rid of it, and so I kind of took it, put it in my garage, and I'm very self-taught when it comes to boxing because I would just do it in my garage and watch YouTube videos. Very recently, I went to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, and that was really fun, and I have been going to a boxing class consistently for a couple of months now. Yeah, it is freezing in here. I could not stay in that shirt anymore. I needed a jacket. So it looks like next I have a question from No, and they ask, which countries have you visited? Have you ever been to France? If not, do you want to? I've never been to France. I would love to go to France. And as far as countries that I visited Punta Cana with my family when I was younger, and then I went to Canada for my 19th birthday by myself to go visit one of my friends. Next, I have Chris G, who has asked a few questions. They want to know what my ideal night is. Do I like to go out or stay in? Again, this is one of those things that just kind of depends on my mood. Honestly, I would rather stay in, and if I go out, it depends on with who and doing what. My ideal night out would probably be going out with my boyfriend to the city because I love going to the city with him. Chris also asks, what do you like to do for fun? For fun, I actually just enjoy going outside. I really like to longboard. I love to read outside. I like going on nature walks, going to the city. And I also really love arcades. Arcades are probably my favorite place to be. And my birthday is July 23rd, so this year is my golden birthday. I am turning 23 on July 23rd of 2023, so this is a big year for me. At least I'm making it a big year for myself. Emmanuel asks what kind of music that I like. That is a spectrum. It is a spectrum. I think my favorite genre is jazz rap. It's basically rap with like a really nice beat. I also enjoy rap in general. I like R&B. I think pop is okay. I love jazz. I also really like EDM. Music is a spectrum. This person asks, do you have any siblings? And if yes, how many? And do they live with you? My siblings are all very much grown. They're a lot older than me. I have 2 older sisters. So they no longer live with me, unfortunately. So Jader asked a very interesting question. They said, if you didn't know how old you were, how old would you say you were? Man, I always joke and say that I am a 50-year-old at heart. Just because I think I'm very grown, but if I'm being honest, I would probably say I'm about 26 years old because I do think that I'm very new to a lot of things. I haven't experienced much yet, but I do think that I'm very mature for my age. Snow asks, what is your biggest dream in life? I dream of success and happiness. I would love to be able to be financially free. I would love to be in the career that I so choose, which is entrepreneuring. I would love to have that clothing brand. I want to be able to live comfortably and provide for myself and for those around me. I want to be able to take care of my family. Not only the one that I'm going to create later down the road, but the one that I will forever exist in. I want to be able to take care of my parents, my sisters, extended family. I dream of success. So Hector asks, who would play you in a movie about your life if you got to choose? Honestly, I don't know, but I get compared to a lot of famous people in my comment section, and the only person that's coming to mind right now is that character from Outer Banks. A lot of people compare me to, I think her name is Sarah from Outer Banks. I get that a lot. Every once in a while I get Shakira too, which I don't understand. Malachi, thank you for the pronunciation. They ask, what is my favorite tattoo that I have? My favorite tattoo is the one here on my shoulder. I know I showed them earlier, but this one here, because I just think it's so beautiful and I think it complements me very well. I love the peak here as well. I like that it peeks out if I'm wearing a t-shirt. I just think it's a very beautiful tattoo and I love it so much. This person asks, do you have any pets? How tall are you? And did you go to college? I have 2 dogs. I have a Shih Tzu and a Collie. They're both very, very old. I have a betta fish and I have a rabbit. He is a mini Rex. I am 5'5", and yes, I went to college. Jesper asks, what hobbies do you like to do in your free time? I like to do a lot in my free time. I like to work out and go to boxing in my free time. I love to spend time with my dogs, go longboarding. I like to read. I enjoy sitting outside in my hammock. I love spending time with my friends. I love to work on my clothing brand. I love getting my certifications. I love planning for my future. I enjoy a lot of different activities in my leisure. Emery asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Some of you guys really ask some difficult questions. I don't know. I have no idea where I see myself in 10 years, and that's okay. I have learned that it is incredibly difficult to predict the future and to plan for the future because anything can happen and anything is possible. But in 10 years, I would love to be starting my family. I would love to be in a new area, in a new city, state, country. I would love to have my clothing brand up and running successfully. Arcadia asks, what was your dream job when you were a kid? The first occupation that I ever thought about when I was young was being a doctor. I really wanted to be a doctor, but I think the one that was most important to me and that had the most impact was I wanted to work in the movie industry. I wanted to be a director, I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a screenwriter, and even to this day, I think a dream job would be to be a voice actor. Nathan asks, what is the most useless superpower you can think of? I'm going to make a reference to the Avengers, and I'm going to make a reference to an anime called Full Metal Alchemist. They both have a character called Hawkeye, and I'm not hating, but compared to everybody else in their movie's show, useless. I think it's a cool superpower compared to an average human, but compared to Thor and the Hulk, Iron Man, and to all the state alchemists in the anime, they're useless. And their superpower is precise aim for heavy artillery or for any sort of weapon. And I just think compared to all the other superpowers, that one is useless. Asa asks, what is your most controversial moral position? I am pro-choice. Caitlin asks, what movie or TV show is your guilty pleasure? My guilty pleasure TV show is American Dad. This person asks, are you into streetwear and fashion? I saw the Cause figure and your sneakers. Those would be some cool videos if you ever wanted to switch it up. I love streetwear. The brand that I would like to create is a streetwear brand. I love fashion. I'm getting more and more into it every day. Same with streetwear. I love sneakers. I love all the collectible items. I would love to create videos based on that, but streetwear culture and fashion culture mainly hypebeast culture is incredibly expensive, and I'm not currently in the position where I'm able to participate because of the cost of goods, but in the future I would love to be able to do so. Carlotta asks, is there a remote place in the world you would like to travel to? I mean, yes, I don't have a specific place, but I do see like the Airbnb commercials where they're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere on the countryside or in the forest or something like that, and those places really interest me. The solitude very much interests me. I am very comfortable being alone and being by myself, so that's something that I would very much enjoy. So again, nothing happened for you guys on your end, but a lot happened for me on my end. I got through another hour of recording, so I'm going on 3 hours just recording this video. I really hope the video that I edit is not this long. It shouldn't be, but I'm getting really nervous. First question back we have is from Kat. And she said, if you've taken an MBTI, what is your personality type? And Kat, actually, the video ended at the perfect time because I read your question before I left, and I decided to take a personality quiz, and I received an ENFJ-A personality type, and then it also has a slash next to it for the ENFJT personality type, which apparently that stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. And then the A stands for assertive, and the T stands for turbulent. Maddie asks, what's something you think is interesting that we wouldn't know about, like my hobbies or talents? I have a new talent. I can juggle now. As far as other hobbies, I know I've listed a lot, but I really enjoy writing and cooking as well. Shubhojit from India asks, you would like to travel or not, and if I would like to visit India someday, and they provide a few compliments as well, so thank you so much. Yes, I would love to travel. It just all comes down to when, where, and expense. I'm not necessarily at the point in my life where I'm able to travel, but I would love to be able to. And I would love to visit India as well. It seems like such a beautiful country, so I would love to go and visit. So thank you so much for that question. Next, I have a couple part question. So the first part is, when and how did you get into sneakers and streetwear? I got into sneakers in high school. I saw my first pair of Jordans and became obsessed. My friends made it a joke that it was just going to be a short-term thing, but I got really into it as the years went by. And then streetwear I got into, I want to say around my sophomore year of college. One of my friends had put me onto it, and I just fell in love with the whole culture, even though it is incredibly expensive. The second part is, do you look to any specific people for fashion inspiration? I don't necessarily look at specific people for fashion inspiration, but I do follow quite a few fashion accounts. I really like Vivacious Honey on YouTube, and I also really like Frugal Aesthetic because I think he's hilarious. And the last part of the question says, are there any certain clothing brands that you tend to gravitate towards nowadays? I really appreciate my city's streetwear. I don't necessarily gravitate to any certain brands, and I think it's just a money concern. Streetwear is a very, very, very expensive industry, and I don't really have $50 to spend on a t-shirt all the time, let alone $100 to spend on a cool hoodie or a cool pair of pants, but it's something that I would like to get more and more into. I don't necessarily have a specific brand that I gravitate towards, but I do really enjoy my city's streetwear brands. I really very much enjoy the culture in my city. The next couple of questions come from Leah. They ask quite a few different questions. Number 1, what question do you not want to answer? This one, no. Number 2, I had answered previously. Number 3 says, what kind of books do you read, if any? I read a lot of self-help kind of books, I would categorize them as, you know, like success kind of books, discipline books, things like that, just because I think they're important and I enjoy reading them. 4th question says, do you have a pet? If not, would you like to have one? Why not? I do have pets. I answered that question earlier. I have 4 different pets, but I would really like to buy a puppy. I would love to have a puppy. I would like a Doberman Pinscher. And question number 5, how would you describe yourself in 1 word? I would say that I am very determined. So Ben asks, what is your favorite album right now? I did mention Kendrick Lamar earlier, but I think my favorite album currently, I've been really liking the Black Swan album from Smino. There's a lot of bangers on that one. It's really good. So someone asks, what is my personality like? So thanks to Kat in a previous question, you are able to actually look up my personality, I guess. I am an ENFJ A or T personality type. So Noor asks, what superpower would you like to have? I love your ASMR, it's so unique. Thank you so much. I would love to be immortal. I know that's a little controversial, but I would love to be immortal. I think there's so many things to see and do and experience. I would just love to be immortal. I understand that everybody that you know and love would be gone, but there is a little part in the back of my head that believes that anyways, even if I weren't immortal. So I just think it would be really cool to be able to experience so many different things. So it looks like we're almost done here, but I have a question from Nick that says, what is the best advice you've ever given? And congrats on 100K. Thank you. I can't necessarily say that one piece of advice has been the best, but I will say that my sister does provide me with a lot of much needed advice and motivation. She picks me out of really dark places, so I'm really grateful for her and all the kind words that she always has for me. So that was our final question, and I just want to be clear that I answered. There has been 171 comments on my YouTube poll, and I probably answered 150 of them. Some comments made on the post were just comments, and a lot of them were repetitive. However, I believe that I did a pretty good job at least acknowledging and shouting out a lot of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much to everybody who asked a question. I really hope that I answered everything adequately. I also hope this video isn't ridiculously long, and if you made it this far, I assume you're sleeping. But thank you all so much. I cannot stress enough how grateful I am to reach 100,000 subscribers on this platform. Let's actually check right now at the time of recording. Currently, I have 99,400 subscribers on YouTube. So I am in major crunch time right now because I have a video coming out today. Today is Thursday. I have a video coming out in 30 minutes. So I have to speed edit this 2-hour long video and hope that I can complete it before we hit 100K, which I assume will be by tomorrow. So thank you all so much for your continued support. I can't wait to keep creating content for you all, and I can't wait to continue to grow the community. But anyways, thank you all so much. Let me know how many outfits you saw me change into throughout the duration of this video as well. Yeah, thank you so much for 100K. Oh my goodness. Bye, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.